We are live. We are live. What is going on, good people? What is going on, good people? We about to get into this bad boy. We about to get in this bad boy. Brother Polight has been sentenced 7 years. He's getting 7 years for the crime that leaked out roughly 2 years ago, where he assaulted. I'm already trying not to break the algorithm. It's going to be hard, but inappropriate assault on a minor. I don't know if I covered it properly, said it properly right there. But that's more or less what it was. The daughter of one of his girlfriends. It's a situation where I think he called them his wives, because it's a situation where he, I know back 10 years ago, I'm sure a video from 10 years ago, the man had 4 women living with him. Like, on that Hotep stuff, that polygyny Hotep, building the black family stuff. He had 4 women living with him on that, and I think one of his new recruits that came and moved down there and brought her 14-year-old daughter with her. 14-year-old daughter with her. This wasn't a situation where she came over with young kids. Wasn't a situation where she, where she came in with no kids and then they had kids. No, a situation where she brought an almost grown daughter into the house of somebody who got the black Hotep version of Hugh Hefner going on in there in the name of building and all of that. And you're just going to bring a 14-year-old girl in there. And there's a lot of criticism, and most of the criticism is on him, because I say he living damn near in Hotep heaven. Got I'm gonna show the video. He had 4 women living with him. This was 10 years ago. Living in Hotep heaven, and then mess it and start and get caught up messing with one of the daughters. It's all messed up. It's all bad. But we're gonna break it down. We're gonna get down to the truth of it. It's some nonsense, obviously, on his part, but it is some nonsense on the mother's part. That I know we ain't gonna sweep it under the table over here. But let's get into it. Let's get ready to go. Let's strap on in. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
We've done so much with so little for so long. We are now qualified to do anything with nothing. Those are the words from Machismo TV. Make sure you go and support. Make sure you go and support. The link should be in the chat pretty soon, and the link should be pinned to the top already. Basically the sponsor of every show. We'll just go ahead and call it that. Shout out to Machismo TV. Evan Perry in the building. Shout out to you. He says they finally got him. You said that in the same context, in the same vein that when they got OJ for jaywalking. Well, it wasn't jaywalking. I think it was like false imprisonment, kidnapping. When somebody tried to steal, in his mind, somebody stole some memorabilia from him, and he tried to steal his stuff back. And they was like, "We get it." And they was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got him." After he got away with what he got away with, he knew he could better not get caught jaywalking, or they was gonna lock him up. But no, it's you saying we got him. They finally got him in that context. I don't know if it was they finally got him. I don't know if he was. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. But shout out to Donnie Draco in the building. Says LMAO at the brother Polight. That's his name in the title. That's his name. What else is we supposed to call him? Like, did you not know that that's the man's name? Shout out to Book One Split in the building. Says apparently scamming is the new wave. Yes. Indeed. Jamar Roulette says made it to the show. Shout out to KP from KC5 in the building. Says Hotep Hellraiser. Goddamn. The Mac Trucker says, damn, Bernard on time. Yeah, it happens from time to time. The Ghost Surgeon Waters says, CSI, Hoteps and Hoes investigation. I said it. I called it when I saw Umar and Sukihana. Hoes and Hoteps. They made for each other. Hoteps and Hoes. Hoes and Hoteps. Match made in heaven. Apologize for those sirens if y'all can hear them. They pulling up on somebody outside out there. But anyway, KP from KC5 says he has a son by her. In all of my investigation, I did not hear that. I did not find that anywhere. He says, and these dudes still talking about the manosphere, but their God got 7 years. Wow. Yeah, the manosphere is the enemy. The manosphere is public enemy number one. That just is what it is. That is what it is. But the guys who they juxtapose the manosphere with, the manosphere need to be more like and think more like, be more community minded and focused on building Black America. The men that they say we need to be more like, being all kind of shit like this. I remember when Kevin Samuels was on this show, and they were saying, we don't like your tone, we don't like the way that you talk to us, the way you say this, the way you say that. You could do that in a different way. You could do that in a better way, different way. They were saying that to him, and Kevin Samuels, they said, okay, who should I speak to you like? Who should I be more like? The first name that came out of their mouth was Dr. Umar Johnson. That was the first name that came out of their mouth. The dude booed up with Sukihana. Like, come on, man. But all right, let's get into this. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to Hood Conservative. Shout out to, I saw Mike and Vince Perkins in there. Shout out to Sun is Hot Raw. Shout out to UFO Kamazi. Shout out to Falcon Black. Shout out, he says, is that a World Cup in the back? BR like soccer? Boy, that is I mean to call you a boy, but no, that is the Larry O'Brien trophy. That is an NBA championship trophy. Authentic. I'm just playing. It's not authentic, but that's what that is. That's what that is. No, I don't mess with no damn soccer. But all right. So here we go. I'm going to read this one last comment, and then we're going to go ahead and get into it. Hood Conservative says, so we're not going to talk about the Obama glizzy gobbling allegations. He says, I guess it's up to me. Yes, sir. That is all up to you. That is all up to you. All right. So let's get into this thing. Shout out to y'all in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. And shout out to Salty Balls. He dropped a $20 super chat right when I was ending the stream last stream. Like literally right when I was ending it, he dropped that bad boy and didn't even get to acknowledge it. So shout out to him. That will be acknowledged. That will be starting out today. The first contribution we'll have on the screen. But
suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
I just realized in that the Salty Balls thing, I just realized it was like salt shakers going. Like they literally had salt shakers, like pouring salt on the Salty Balls. Like
suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
I never knew that. All this time, never noticed the salt shakers. He's Paul Game says, you mean brother how do you say that? Pedialyte? Brother Pedialyte? Brother Petty. Yeah, I think you're trying to merge pedophile and Polight together. I think that's what you're trying to do. Okay, Hood Conservative, I'm starting to think it's some new information. I'm starting to think there's clearly some new information about Obama that I don't know about. All right, let me know. Send me some emails. I don't know if we'll cover it on Saturday. Because yeah, I don't know. I think that's what I want to stay away from. The question in the sexuality of a former president. I think that's the type of stuff to make them take your channel down. And seeing as my channel ain't built on that kind of stuff, that's not a hill I'm going to die on. So I don't know if I'll talk about that. But yes, apparently there's a new interview. He says, yes, the Larry Sinclair interview with Tucker. Didn't see it. He says nobody wants to talk about it. Didn't see it. You know a lot of this stuff you got to put me up on game about. But all right, the Mac Trucker says RBR going to be pissed. All right, we got 114 people in here. We passed the 10-minute mark. The show supposed to have been rolling. All right, so let's get into this. Brother Polight. Let me get some screen shares going. Allow me to get some screen shares popping off here. In fact, I got to do this one like that. We're going to start out with the stupid shit because this is stupid and I just want to get it out the way early. But I'm trying to make sense of something. I'm trying to figure out how this part of it makes any sense. That this dude is out at the club 2 months ago celebrating with a damn banner up that says charges dropped. Let me not get copyright struck. I'm trying to make sense of this one early. All right. Trying to make sense of this part early. Where how the hell do he got somebody in the club carrying a marquee that says those charges dropped? He rented out him a VIP booth at the club and got somebody walking around talking about charges dropped on a sign. And this was 2 months ago. Now, the stupid nuance, aside from the fact that it just looked goofy and cringy as hell doing that. Like, it don't get more cringy than that. It don't. But the charges that he's very happy that got dropped is the pedo charges. He's still guilty of a lot of stuff found guilty of a lot of stuff, copped a plea deal for a lot of stuff, but the pedo stuff that he gets to go down, he was proud about that. He get to go down as not being an actual, offender, a child, sex offender. And he's proud of that and he's happy about that, and a plea deal got copped. Now, I'm very curious because when you look at all the charges, when you hear all of that, it makes you say, how the hell did this dude even how did he only get 7 years? It's going to make you say that. So I think some plea deals was copped because I think the mother wanted him to go down for something, but I think it was some stuff that she didn't want to leak out. This is just me speculating. I think it was some stuff that she didn't want to leak out. Because in a lot of those cases, when a boyfriend is messing with the daughter and everything, it's like the mama know about it. And the more details that come out, the more the reality of that the mom knew about it and was in on it. It's like, what the hell? And I'm being told that I said it wrong. I said 2 months ago. It was actually yesterday. So he's already living in his own world. But the separate world that he's living in is that as long as he don't got pedo charges on him, he's happy, he's good. He can live with himself long as his reputation is not in the toilet that bad. Even though the accusations are out there, in his mind, 7 years from now, he's going to be able to get on the mic somewhere, somehow, and say, I wasn't charged with being, sexually assaulting a child. He's going to be able to say that, so he good and he happy. He's polite about that. That makes him bad dad joke. Boom, boom. All right. But no, but thank you for that. Thank you for that correction. So yesterday he did this shit. This was stupid. I've never seen nobody, unless you like a real celebrity, I could see something like that. Everybody in there know that you is just beat some charges. But no, he's walking around in the club, paid somebody to carry that around in the club. Carry that. That shit looks so stupid. Michelle or Michael Colbray is saying he's a statutory rapist, not a pedophile. There's a major difference. Yes. However, you still got to get on the registered sex offender list with the statutory rape. You still got to get on the list. So it affects you all the same. If you understand what I'm saying. The image of it, the actual practicality of it, it affects you all the same. But from a literal standpoint, the term pedophile means that you are sexually attracted to or sexually involved with prepubescent people. Basically, children who have not hit puberty yet. A 14-year-old have hit puberty. So from the very technical standpoint of definitions and words having meaning, that's saying that that he's not a pedo. All right. He's the right word, the right P word for what he is a predator. That's the right word. He's a sexual predator who preyed on an underage minor minor teenager. If we want to clean it up and make it as clean and neat as we possibly can for him, that's what we can say. Now, I do want to make this clear before I play the rest of this video and before I get into some more stuff. I always defend men on my channel. I'm big on that. That's a big part of what I do. That's a big part of what I always will do. But if after the police investigation, if they got good evidence, that you had the 14-year-old girl in the hotel. Good evidence that after they did the whole grape kit and everything, they ran the whole full report on her. They got good evidence that while she was with you, a lot of drugs was in her system. They got good evidence during that time when she was with you that she got bruises or whatever going on around her mouth. They got good evidence while that she was with you in that hotel that this is just the kill shot right here. No pun intended, talking about a shot, but it was literally the kill shot. It was cum shots. Okay. I didn't mean to. Trying to be sensitive here. Trying not to be insensitive. It was semen stains all over her clothes. They got 6 semen stains on her clothes. Like, that is overwhelming evidence. That's like them finding the bloody knife in OJ Simpson's white Bronco. All right, like it's a wrap. I defend men on my show, but that's a wrap. All right, that's a done deal. It ain't nothing to talk about, nothing to debate here. All right. So it's like the man is guilty. All right. Salaudin El Rahim saying OJ was innocent. Saying OJ was innocent. Saying OJ was innocent. Okay. That okay was a reference to Jay-Z's song. I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. that was the okay I said when you said OJ is innocent. So there's that. There was that. So yeah, I know y'all ain't about to get me talking about OJ. All right, so let's look at the rest of this goofy shit. He's saying charges dropped. He living in his alternate reality. He living in his own multiverse where charges is dropped. They in a club. They getting it in. He got his own, got his VIP situation set up. Partying. I can't stand these chicks here who they get paid to when you got your VIP and they bring the bottles of Remy over and they come with sparklers and they just dance the bottles around like that. It's like they got the most pointless job ever. It's just goofy. Whenever I've been in the club and I saw that, I just roll my eyes. It's like just set the goddamn drink on my table. Set the goddamn drink on my table. I don't need y'all to dance with the drink for 60 seconds before you hand it to me. Paul Game pointed out white women everywhere. But he in here happy. Like he just got a not guilty verdict. He in some alternate reality. He in the club. Y'all can see when he took a picture of his feet, he got women around him. You know, hoteps keep the hoes around him. We know how that go. And he in there. Copping feels on the slim thicks. Okay, I see you. But, you know. Living his best life. This was yesterday. Some people do a I just got out party celebration. He said I'm about to go in celebration. Normally do a I'm free celebration. He doing a I'm about to get locked up celebration. And shout out to Ray Arthur who dropped that $2 super chat at the end of last show. I missed that one too. Shout out to you. You are properly included into this one. So shout out to you. Salute. Do appreciate you.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Bring up Hoop Jargon super chat as well. Says I'm late but polite. Let me get this right. I'm pull that back up in a second. He says, I'm late, but Polight is on social media as soon as today saying all charges have been dropped. He's not on there today saying all charges have been dropped. I know he ain't on there saying all charges have been dropped. Like, we know that is not the case. Send that to me. I didn't even know he was technically free right now. I thought after they sentence you, you get carried in. You get carried away. I didn't know it worked like that. You just put me on game. You can get sentenced and then not have to go in that day. You sure that ain't an old video? We about to get into a number of videos. But okay, fancy handshake. All right. Here's the deal. We're about to get into a number of videos with this thing. Now, I believe the charges of that would have him basically registered as a sex offender. I believe that got dropped, and that's what he's celebrating about. That's what he's doing his full victory lap about. He's glad about that one and that one alone. But let me get some other stuff ready to go. It's been an ongoing thing. And my bad, y'all. I got my stuff together today, but I kind of don't got it all. So I got it together, but I feel like I'm missing something and I'm looking for stuff. But all right.
Hold up.
All right.
Hold up.
I'm about to go with this. Which route am I about to go with this? While I get my shit together, I gotta play this video of somebody confronting him on the shit. And I don't got the video of the mother actually, pleading her case or making her statements. I don't got that right now. So I gotta go dig that up. But while I dig that up, which I'm about to listen to, is this call was from 2 months ago. Now you gotta RM, that video right there, put that one in the back chat for me. That video. About to play a video of when he called into a radio show and got checked out on. I think he called into Whack 100, or they had a call and he went off on him. We're about to play that. Give me 1 second. My bad, y'all. Hang in there with me. He been trying to defend this shit for a while. He been trying to say there are no charges drops, charges this, charges that. But it's just shit never adds up.
This nigga really talked to the nigga knowing you was going.
We definitely got content all day. I'm definitely we got content,
nigga. Yeah. Rather polite, man. I thought you was an intelligent guy. We were
trick bag. If I ever seen one, I'm not going.
It's the
100 side trick bag.
I was came to be into the YouTube shit, and you watch it to now. Day or so later, now is when we live and direct. That shit is happening right now, real time. Yeah. This shit finna go viral.
Gotta get Doggy back in.
This is some shit that happened on Clubhouse.
Yeah, we got GZ, we got Clubhouse TV, Clubhouse
Shenanigans.
Right, then we on. Y'all finna get exclusive. This shit finna go.
Hey, I mean, not fine. But like, we gonna talk. I'm a street nigga. I know niggas you fuck with. Niggas can call me with you, right? Or they right with you. Hey, on some real shit, fuck the streets. On some man shit.
Yes, sir.
Nigga, for you to be called to be having a conversation about defamation of character, right? And I think Sean Netta going to agree. Hold on, bro. I think Sean Netta going to agree. I thought you was going to get on the phone and say, you know what? This what that is, this what that ain't. But for your motherfuckers concerned as a black man, listen, as a black man, to be talking about defamation of character, the motherfuckers been watching this shit go on, and it's a 14-year-old girl involved, that they talking about his semen and all kind of other shit, and bestiality and all kind of weird shit going on, and you not want to address that, right? It's a real suspect, bro.
That's not true, brother. So now let me
cop a plea?
Real quick.
Did you cop a plea?
Then you'll see where I was going. Please.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Go ahead,
Okay, brother. So this is what I was going to tell you. You took a post from somebody, right, that was lying. When he got caught on it, and we told him, bro, my people reached out to him like, listen, that's misinformation. I never made a plea, and I never plead to no fucking molestation, King. So,
So right now, if y'all missed the setup of what they arguing about, they arguing over people saying that he took a plea because he is hell bent on making it clear that everybody know that he never took a plea, even though it's all came out that he did take a plea. So he's arguing with him that he didn't take a plea, but he's holding strong, standing strong on the I ain't do nothing to a minor, or I'm not being charged with that, even though it's overwhelming evidence, semen on the shirt. A plea deal was copped, and I think the plea deal was copped. The mom wanted to make sure that he got some time, but she didn't want all the messy details to come out because she would have been looking bad. Because we're gonna get into that and explain and break down how the hell that you got your 14-year-old daughter going out somewhere at night. Talking about they going to some after party somewhere at night with a grown ass man, and like that make any damn sense. So we're gonna get into all of that, and we're gonna get the statements from the statement that the mom made. I forgot what they call that, but after the sentences and everything, the family can say whatever they want to say to the person who committed whatever crime. That was kind of telling. It's some parts in there where I can nitpick and pick apart some parts of her story, because it's like, how the hell you not, know what the fuck is going on? It's some holes in the story, but at the end of the day, the shit is fucked up, and there's overwhelming evidence that he's guilty, and you can't really defend the shit.
Hold on, real quick. That's the most important part. You took it and posted it, but guess what he did? He took it down. So all I was going to say.
So I'm asking you, are you still in court? You guilty or what?
I ain't no fucking guilty. Now listen to this.
Because
I ain't guilty. I'm not going to disclose. If you
was going to interview you, he said Sign Netta was going to interview you about the shit.
In due time. So now, let me just say this.
You do to go to court in June. We've been following it, right? Did you change the court date? We've been following your ass the whole time. I got people assigned to your shit. Because we want to see, because if you didn't fuck with a kid, right, I'm going to be real. For you to be on your social media flashing Rolls Royces and shit, it's weird as a motherfucker right now.
It's not weird for me, because I ain't a guilty man. So I'm telling you,
he is on that shit where he's just oblivious to the nature of it. Like, if you on trial for some messy shit like that, you can't be on some, I'm going to be in the club, I'm going to be flashing, I'm still going to be doing the same shit. I'm being pictures with women and doing like he's doing the same shit. Even Andrew Tate had the wherewithal to tone some shit down when he was facing some charges. Like, goddamn.
Be careful when you repost somebody's misinformation, because other people are going to behave and respond differently. I was just reaching out to you as a brother. Like,
what do you mean behave and respond differently, bro? Ain't you a crip?
Because other people will be talking about women and all of that
what you
stuff.
Mean by that? Bro, don't shoot no subs at me, bro. Because you's a bitch ass nigga. The homie, hey, look, don't you be with my homeboy out of Louisiana? On Paru, I'm always in Miami, dog. Don't send no subs, dog. I'm not no debater. Don't sub me about us, because what you trying to say is people will react. And I don't give a fuck about no people reacting. Because you's a fucking pedophile, dog. straight up. And if you want, I can come to Miami. Do you want to holler at me when I come to Miami? Listen, bro. Do you want to holler face to face? Because that shit you said, look, nigga, I'm not no fucking rapper. So that shit you just tried to say that other people will react, fuck your people. And whoever stand with you is a bitch. Now, I'm coming to Miami in a couple days. On Palm Roof, we can pull up wherever you want and holler face to face. That way it's mean whatever a nigga say that a nigga don't like, a nigga can address that, bro. Don't shoot no subs, nigga, because I'm not no fucking Israelite and I'm not no fucking debater, bro. I heard that shit. You did, nigga. You did, nigga. Stay in your place with me, my nigga. Hey, look, bro. Look.
Dude snapping off on him because he made a lightweight veiled threat. He made one of them lightweight veiled threats. That's more or less what he did. And dude popping off on him. KP from KZ says Ape want war. Yeah, victim impact statement. Thank you. Thank you. Handling Jones. To this person right here who says, "How the hell Polight get put in the manosphere?" I haven't heard nobody try that. That does happen when people get in trouble. They do get tossed into the manosphere. Everybody understand who's in and who's out until somebody gets some dirt on their name, not a manosphere. Yeah, that's how it works. But no, I haven't heard nobody do that with him. I haven't heard nobody do that with him. But Brother Polight tried to hit homeboy that he was talking to right there. This was on, I forgot what show. I don't know, Whack 100 or some shit, something like that. He was like, and be careful what you're saying, because I can't control what other people do. It's like he making like a veiled threat, like he got people, like he got shooters or some shit. So yeah, that's what that was, and that's what that was going. That's what he was going off about. Now I have what I was looking for. All right, I have what I was looking for, and I had to play that while I found what I was looking for, but I think I got it now. Thank y'all for bearing with me. It's loading up right now. It's loading up. All right, here we go. This is what I was looking for right here. All right. Got to get through a couple of that before I get all the way into it. Shout out to Carlton Banks III, said the Hotep sphere. Yeah.
So at this point, just go ahead and you can give us
mother, and she will be listed as victim Noack in the Zoom, and she is requesting, pursuant to Marcy's law, that her identity.
Somebody's saying Polight. I don't know this man's height and weight, but they said this man is 6 feet, 160 pounds. 160 pounds, that's a little light for 6 feet. 160 pounds, a little light for 6 feet. I don't know if he built for prison. I mean, I don't think it's a such thing as being built for prison, but I don't think he built for prison.
Remain anonymous, so for that reason, she will not be stating her name, but she will be making a statement regarding this.
Where would it be?
It should say victim, and then in parentheses, Noack. Nope, sorry. You see when it says victim, nope.
Okay, yes, 1 second. All right, you may unmute, ma'am.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. All right, so what I'd like you to do is, well, you don't want to give your name, so at this point, just go ahead and you can give us an impact statement. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Michael Noack. This is the first time I have spoken publicly about what you've done to my daughter and I. I have gracefully remained silent the last 2.5 years. 2.5 years of pain, shock, disbelief, PTSD, constant nightmares, and daily triggers. Trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that, my daughter trusted you too. But the truth.
All right. I gotta intervene on this one. All right. Now, again, what happened to her daughter, based off all the evidence, what happened to her daughter happened to her daughter. I'm not trying to take that away in any way. But I believe the reason that the pleas were copped, and she's going to explain how she agreed to it and how she was okay with it, and there were certain charges that wasn't brought to the table, is because I think if a lot of shit leaked out, she would have looked bad, she would have looked guilty, she would have looked stupid, because she already looked stupid letting her daughter go with this man. Now I think we're going to find out in the video, because she's going to talk about how complicit. Thank you, Tell Toya. Complicit is the word I was looking for. What we're going to find out is that she moved, to a different state. She moved to his state basically to come either be close to him or live with him or be one of the women that live in house with him, and brought her 14-year-old daughter with her. Like that's what we're going to find out what happened here. Now, in that situation, it's like when you move in with a dude who already got a harem and you bring your 14-year-old daughter with you, it's like it's some writing on the wall that is supposed to be seen. All right. It's some writing on the wall that's supposed to be seen by a mother who give a damn about her daughter. It's no other way around that, So it's some stuff going on with her that I'm just like, it ain't sounding right. It ain't sounding right. But the
truth is, you're a monster, a demon.
This was and it's nothing like the situation with the lady that got hit with I don't believe she got hit with the brick, but it's like a situation where it's like, I don't believe her story, but her face is fucked up. This chick sound kind of, her story is shaky, but it was semen stains on her daughter's shirt. So it's a situation where it's like you can critique some stuff, but it's like what happened. Now I laid out my case why I don't think the brick story ever happened. We would have saw it at different angles. If she got knocked out with a brick, we'd have saw people filming it while she was on the ground, when she got up leaking, and when she looked around and gave her speech. That speech would have been at different angles, and would have been a police report. People would have called the police. Would be a description of the assailant, description of the vehicle he went off. We don't got none of that. We don't got nothing but her Cynthia G talking point speech. So that shit was fake. Even the dude who said he witnessed it, he just gave a bunch of manosphere talking points. She's not giving talking points here. So she does sound like she's actually legitimately hurt. But she was complicit. Hood says, agreed, show me the brick. The guy that said he witnessed it said, the people that didn't believe him, he's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to go and get the brick and show you the brick? I'm like, yes! And sell that brick on eBay. Somebody gonna have that in their damn trophy chest. Next to Skeeter Mills skateboard and the 8-ball jacket. Like somebody gonna put that in the Hall of Fame. Next to the Skeeter Mills skateboard and the 8-ball jacket. Like, yes, get the brick. Yes. Go retrieve the brick from wherever you must retrieve the brick from. Says she could have got some DNA out of a discarded prophylactic and put it on the shirt. Sounds That's a theory. That's a theory. I don't necessarily buy it because I mean it's evidence that they were gone together. It's evidence that, you know, a rape kit was done immediately afterwards. It's evidence that while they were together, all kind of drugs was in her system, which kind of lends to, okay, he probably gave her the, you know, I don't believe in the concept of, you know, he gave her drugs, he gave her drinks, you know, I don't believe in that concept. I think, you know, especially when we're talking about grown people, I think grown people make their own decisions about what they're going to put in their body. So I don't believe in the concept of he got her drunk and then he did this to her. But when it's a 14-year-old, yeah. Whatever, if she had drugs in her system and they did the toxicology report, I think the right word is, and they found that yes, she had drugs in her system, this amount of drugs, this much stuff. It was a moment where she was unconscious during the whole process, you know, allegedly. That's what they're saying. She was unconscious. You know, Brother Polight, leader of the conscious community, supposed to be trying to grow the conscious community, but you know, not the unconscious community. What the fuck? So anyway, it's like so the shit is fucked up. So it is kind of overwhelming evidence between, you know, that night when he was with her, she had bruises on her face, drugs in her system, semen on her shirt. It's like it's overwhelming evidence that something happened. All right. It's overwhelming evidence that something happened. But yeah. So I can't sit here and say that you know that he ain't do shit or that they bullshitting or that it's a setup or you know, I can't go there, you know. Like they would have to be pretty damn calculated if they, you know, took one of the nigga did something. It's all to it. It's just too much evidence. It's hard to find a report, the breakdown of all the evidence, but because it's hard to find the actual police report, but it was leaked out there at one point, but you can't find it now. But there are, you know, people who read off the police report. I'll probably do that later in the show. Find a video of somebody reading off what was in the police report. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So yeah, I can't defend this shit. I ain't here to defend it. But I will call bullshit on all sides. But let's get back into the intake statement of the mother, giving her piece on it all. Let's go.
The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you was going to be right back. You were going downstairs. We were going to grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were.
See, this is where the story sounds stupid. Now, there is a such thing as, you know, like cult leaders do have an unbelievable amount of game and ability to manipulate. So, and I do put him as a cult leader, somebody who can talk a good talk, and all the shit that he be talking when he be saying all of his hotepian stuff online. When he take all that and just focus it in on a woman, of course, yeah, he can mind fuck that woman into thinking anything and believing anything and just going with anything and thinking that he's some saintly, godly, mythical, like they probably be creating in their head that this dude is like some mythical feature. Like that's how mythical figure. That's how they be looking at the cult leader types. All right, it's like, so I already know that she's. Like, I believe that she's dumb enough to believe his bullshit story, that now that she's not under the trance no more, I do think that she is looking at it like, oh, this shit, it was stupid. And that's why she don't want a lot of it to leak out. That's why some charges were not put on there. The January Man is saying, lock her up. Yeah, I think that's why the the pedo sounding charges were dropped. They only getting him for the stuff that they can get him for, but it's certain stuff that if they had to have all that dragged out there in court, she'd sound stupid. She's talking about the first time I left you alone with my daughter. I'm like, bullshit. You know, if they was cool enough to where he can go, if y'all situation was tight enough to where he could even suggest that I'm going to take your daughter somewhere with me at night to have a conversation with her, and you say yes, then that wasn't his first time being alone with her. It wasn't, especially if this chick was living in his house. That wasn't her first time being alone with him. Like, it's so much stupid shit in here. But they did the grape kit and it came back guilty. I mean, so I'm not gonna defend the semen stain on a 14-year-old girl's shirt. They said it was 6. They found 6 drops of semen on her shirt. All right.
I'm gonna bring her right back.
There was a part in it. I'll play the clip of somebody else talking about it because I can't find the reading of it so I can read it to you. But they saying that it was a part of it where the chick was unconscious. That's why I said that, you know, he's in the conscious community. He got in the unconscious community. You know, he's trying to grow the unconscious community, not the conscious community. But the chick was unconscious, and he was like trying to put his fingers in her down her throat and make her throw up. Like, that part is alleged. I don't know if they could prove that, but they did prove it was bruises around her mouth. Like, it's some messy, tacky, terrible shit in here. It's like, you know, I ain't gonna defend this shit, but this mama sounds stupid. Ain't no other way around it. She sounds stupid. I don't defend the predator, but I'm gonna call out a stupid ass mama who's practically complicit with the shit. This man had a goddamn harem. You moved from your state to his state to join the harem, and you brought some 14-year-old fresh meat with you. You ain't think that was gonna look a certain way. You ain't think that he was gonna take that or interpret that a certain way. But I'm telling y'all, them chicks be thinking this dude is Jesus when he get to talking that game to him.
I thought you were gonna have this trust.
He looked at that shit like a 2-for-1. I'll go on and say that's what he looked at it as. She coming to move in and join the harem, and she bringing the 14-year-old with her. Yep, 2-for-1. God damn it, that's how he viewed the shit.
In conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you.
Okay. Isolate, intoxicate, and violate. All right, Jesse Jackson. All right, Johnny Cochran. The fuck you rhyming for? Oh man, it's like you want your story to sound credible, don't be rhyming when you're doing it. No, that ain't bars, Leo Anthony. She said, what did she say? Intoxicate, violate. Let me run. Okay, maybe it was bars. Let me run that back. Let me run that back. The fuck she rhyming for?
You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby.
He left out ejaculate. No, just playing. All right, yeah. All right, let's keep let's keep it moving. I'm sorry.
Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You was a
See, yeah, Excalibur get the unconscious. He the only one that got the unconscious community joke. He giving chicks shit and leaving them unconscious. supposed to be trying to grow the conscious community, but he growing the unconscious community. Excalibur only one got the joke, man. I listen, you know. I know I dropped corny dad jokes, but you know, but thank you. I do appreciate it.
Supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system.
Damn.
And you thought your master plan was mapped out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was going to be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not.
That's why I can't defend nothing he doing. I can't defend nothing he doing because it's a corroborating police report and grape kit and all of that corroborates that yes, she did have bruises on her body. He returned her with bruises on her body and dried up semen on her shirt. So that's why it's like I can't. It's not I defend men when I see bullshit coming their way, but I can't defend all that evidence. I can't defend DNA evidence. I'm sorry. I can't. But I can say this goddamn mama is stupid as hell. I can't say the mama dropped the ball and allowed the shit to happen. I can't say that. Like that part can't be denied. Somebody call him a Nigerian scumbag. He Nigerian. Oh, yeah. That's what y'all on? Y'all on the he not 80 shit? That's what y'all on today? I could definitely make a case how this mom is lightweight complicit. If not full-blown heavyweight complicit. I can definitely make that case. It is an unfortunate thing. Me and X, Prophet of Thought series, when we do our collabs, it's normally about something similar or related to this kind of thing. Where it's some dudes who some outright creepers. You know, I hate that word. They're some creeps. They like messing with children. But when you scratch beneath the surface on a lot of those cases, the mama be knowing that the shit is going on. The mama be doing some stuff, making some stupid decisions to where she in her own way end up allowing it. Now I'm gonna play a video of one of the women that live with him, and y'all gonna see for yourself how he be having women head gone. Like y'all go see for yourself. Like this video I'm about to play after this one is cringy as hell. This chick talking, one of the chicks that he with talking about how amazing he is. But all right.
And although you executed your plan and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning. And I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby and you gave her no way to seek help.
Now, I don't know if there's any reporting of her like calling the police. Like, hey, this man is out with my daughter. You know, he's like my boyfriend. I've called him 50 times. He haven't answered. I've called her phone. and she's not answering her phone. They're both out together. I'm calling them both. They're not answering. It's been hours. I don't know if that happened. As far as I know, that did not happen. But let's go.
You left me no way to contact her, or even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's going to be hurt all over again.
The problem is not her going to school. Like, they be trying to protect their daughter from all the stuff going on around them, protect them from everything in the world, but they don't protect them from the man that they let live in their house or the man whose house they move into. What we got right here? Let's see. Captain Cisco says, Bernard, you should see this YouTube channel named Blue Code Cam. It shows police body cam footage. Karen's and Keisha's getting arrested. I believe it is creating black Republicans. Yeah, send that to me.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
All right. Let's get back into it. Appreciate you.
I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not okay. She feels uncomfortable around people and will live with this forever, and this is not fair to her. She never deserved this. Shame on you for forcing evil on our youth. And for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Her and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now. All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. How could you do this to an innocent child and mother who simply trusted you? We did nothing wrong. But you know what? I'm done breaking my head trying to question or figure out how you can.
They moved across the country for him. That means she moved into the harem and she brought her 14-year-old daughter into the harem and didn't think that maybe, just maybe, the daughter might be a part of the harem. She didn't know it was a 2-for-1.
Do such a thing. It's so simple to me now. You're just a sick man. A man you can have a plethora of women, but you secretly prefer to have a child. And it's so clear now. I will never be able to fully trust another person due to the betrayal that you've shown me. And for that, I was not willing to trust 6 strangers and go to trial. Nor was I going to put my daughter through an additional trauma. This plea was in our best interest. You and I both know the evidence is extremely substantial.
Now she's trying to explain why, they both, they wanted that plea. She didn't want to go to trial. I think it's because she didn't want certain things leaking out and getting out. She's saying it would be just too traumatic for her, too traumatic for her daughter to have a trial. But if the evidence is substantial like that, and you really hate him and want him to go down, I think you go to trial. When they read off everything that he did, as I'm gonna do in a little bit, I'm gonna see that 7 years is a smack on the wrist. When they read off everything he's charged with, I should say, everything that he's charged with, that 7 years is a smack on the wrist.
But even with that, I refuse to have my child be tormented when she's done nothing wrong. All she holds is the truth. And I will say this, although you were so worried about being labeled a sex offender, you did us a huge favor by admitting to guilt, period. So for that, I thank you. I truly thank you.
He was willing to admit to everything except for being a sex offender. Somewhere in his mind, he think that if I could, get a plea deal on everything else, but I'm not on the record as a sex offender, then I'm good. My reputation is clean. I think somewhere in there he's thinking like that, but that's what she's explaining. And it's kind of goofy because the main thing that he did that was wrong, I mean, his crimes were sexual in nature. So, I mean, I don't want to say getting away with murder, but I mean, he getting away with something major if the crimes were sexual in nature, but he's not going to be, have sex offender he's not going to be an on the record sex offender. Like, he pulling a fast one with that. He definitely pulling a fast one with that. When I read off everything that he charged with, that 7 years is a smack on the wrist, given what we see other people get.
Yes, mitigation took place, and I allowed it as long as it meant you going to prison and you getting true help. Because true help means no more victims. The fact that your only non-negotiable was to accept a sex crime shows exactly the type of man that you are. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he knows you to be, a sexual predator. So
now that's kind of confusing, because it sounds like they were talking and having a conversation before things even got in court. And he was like, no matter what, just let me not just go down as a sex offender. And she complied with it. Like, they came to an agreement. Like, he talked to his lawyers, she talked to her lawyers, and like, we want to agree that he gets some time, but I just don't let him go down as a sex offender. That sounds lightweight, like you covering. It's like, it's kind of weird. It's like she dragging him, but explaining why she covered for him. It's like, that's why I'm saying this shit don't make any damn sense. And that's why I say that it was some potential shit that would have leaked out that would have had her looking bad.
rest assured, jail time equals jail time. And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need, and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image, but I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, you held me and said, please don't go. You're going to ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable act that you've done to my innocent daughter. Shame on you. And although you've caused a tremendous amount of trauma for myself and my daughter, we will and will always be superior of you, because a successful, honest career is something that you could never, ever have. We will both continue to stand against.
Now, the crazy part is, I don't think that that's even true. I do think that he can get out of prison in 7 years and start back talking his same shit, and somebody gonna eat it up. That's the messed up part. Ain't no community turning their back. Like, I mean, some people will turn their back on him, but no, it's gonna be some people in 7 years. They're gonna need a fresh word from somebody, and he gonna come talking his shit, and yeah, and there it is. He's still gonna be a public speaker, a public intellectual influencer, or whatever the hell he is. He's still gonna pull that off.
Violence. My daughter will continue to persevere and be bright and intelligent and courageous young woman that she is. So, Michael Nowak, I hope you enjoy prison, and God bless you.
All right. Now, yeah, I heard the part of the tape where she was like, you can have all kinds of women, but you choose to mess with kids. Now, right here, this is a video from 11 years ago. Let me blow this up. This is from 11 years ago. This is him interviewing. Let me get a wide check. I think. Hold on. I think that one is. I don't know if that one is a kid. No, Autumn might be his woman. I mean, obviously it's a kid right there. I don't know why I thought when I first watched it, I thought that was a teenager. But these are all his live-in women that he had 11 years ago. Like, this man keeps a polygynous, pro-blackity black harem. Now he's transitioned into the chicks with weave and even some white girls here and there. But but 11 years ago when he was talking that talk, this is what it was looking like.
I'm happy to be with you. You know, I feel like I'm blessed to be with you. And we've been together for 15 plus years. You know, growing up as a child, father wasn't there. You know, uncles weren't there.
He's saying, I'm happy to be with you, blessed to be with you. And she's talking about growing up as a child without a father. Like he's like put his cult leader, fatherly figure game on him. It's like just look at the optics of this. What I mainly want to play this for is just the overall general optics of this. Like, you listen to these women talk, it's like they speak so well, so polite, so nice. Like, they technically fit feminine and friendly, natural hair, smooth, clean, dark skin. It's like this nigga is in Hotep heaven. I thought it was supposed to be 4, but I don't know. I mean, I see 5 women, but I don't know. One of them, that may be a teenager. I don't know. Well, shit. I'm sitting there. We know now the teenager don't matter if she's a teenager or not. But anyway, 5. He's sitting there in Hotep heaven. It's like, so how the hell does this shit even happen where you doing whatever you putting semen stains on a 14-year-old's shirt? It's like, no, American Negro, you are absolutely right when you say he had a mouthpiece. Because look, I had this video up. Like, look at it. Like, look at him. The nigga look like a goddamn bullfrog. All right, this nigga look like a damn bullfrog, but got 5 women living with him. That's cult leader game. That's pimp. That's pimp level cult leader type game. That's why I be telling y'all when y'all be talking about game don't matter, game don't exist, game this bullshit. Yes, it do. If you got the ability to talk to women, to speak to them, if you talk about how they emotional and they easily influenced and they easily persuaded and they make up like 70% of the spending because they're sold and convinced by commercials and advertisements, and they can get psyoped and brainwashed and pushed into doing certain things, or this or that. Yes, if you have the ability to tap into that, if you have the rhetorical ability and wit to mind fuck them into you being the thing that they're buying into, yeah. That's how that's how the shit go. That's how it look. The fucking 6 foot, 130-pound abominable bullfrog nigga can have 5 fit, feminine, friendly women in there with natural hair living in Hotep heaven. That's polygynous Hotep heaven this nigga living in. And this was 11 years ago. Now, all of them, he probably done traded some of them out and brought new ones in. Actually, I got a video of some of the new ones that been brought in. You know? I got videos of that. Here goes. This is a more recent one. Well, he was trying to do it legit with natural hair. A chick that looked like they was Black Panthers in the 70s. He's trying to do that legit 11 years ago. Now they weave and sandling it up now. But hold on, here we go.
Learning something new is like, it gives me a high.
No, that was 11 years ago. Them chicks, he been traded them out.
For me, learning something new is like, it gives me a high. I was attracted to him because of the information that he could spit. Okay. Now, us as females, like, because of the information that he could spit. Okay. Something new is like, it gives me a high. I was attracted to him because of the information that he could spit.
Because of the information he could spit or spam or something like that. But basically, she's saying that the knowledge that he be spitting when he get to talking his Hotepity blackety black shit. She's saying that basically that's what lured her in. Somebody saying, all right, so Spirit of Justice is saying it's not game, it's money. I don't think he always had money like that. I don't think 11 years ago he had money like that. I remember they asked him what was the point in doing that. And I remember he said that you can't really what was the point in polygyny? How does it help economically for Black people? He said you can't really build anything. You can't truly start building wealth until you get past like $250,000. And it's difficult for one person or two people to get past $250,000 together to make over $250,000 together. But if you get 5 or 6 people working together, then y'all can be past that and you can grow and you can build that. So long story translation, if you he had them hoes working. Like he had them getting up, going work for the white man and bringing it back to him. Now, as a, social figure or whatever, he probably do got bread now. There's, we be seeing him in fancy cars. He probably do got money now. But nah, he ain't always had it. I think what happened when he got money is you start seeing chicks with longer weave and lighter skin and sometimes not even black. I think that's what happened when he got money. But no, he hit them. He was able to hit these chicks with some broke Hotep game. With some broke peak God level Hotep game. And get them thinking that they building the Black nation in his house. It's like, no, that's what that was. That's what the hell that was. Let's get back to this chick.
Okay. Now, us as females, like, I want an intelligent man who has dreams, goals, who knows himself and wants more for himself, his children, and his people. And that's who he is. Okay. Do you really
convincing these chicks that you the savior for the Black race, and you speaking the message that if all Black people just got a hold of your message, the Black race would be living in Wakanda? Yeah. Hit them with some cult leader level game like that. Yes. Yeah, they following, they jumping on board, they ready to go.
Talk to me nice. Listen, do you really think Black females in America would
conform
right
to some old Negro stuff. Like, come on, man.
No.
Yes. They basically said, do you think black females in America will conform to a bunch of bullshit? Yes. What the hell? As if they will only follow a man if he's worthy of being following. If you be a worthy leader, I'll be a worthy follower. I'll get behind you. I will get behind some unworthy bullshit in a minute. Like, let's make that clear. All it takes is a bullfrog looking nigga and some damn, what is them, some Versace glasses, spitting some Hotep game with a bunch of big words. One of the chicks in the video, that one that was talking in the video, I'm about to finish this video. The other video with the four or five chicks and go to hell, whoever said is the toddler on the screen, the little kid, is she one of the wives too? Stop. Now if a new chick come in and she bring a 14-year-old with her, we got evidence that the 14-year-old counts as one of the harem women, one of the women in his harem. But the but no, that 4 or 5-year-old, no, we just gonna say no. Maybe in 10 years, but she's in training right now. All right, let's give him some credit. Let's give a man some credit. Yeah, Spirit of Justice. Yeah, you was clowning. Let's give him some credit.
No, it must be real. Hey, let's get up out of here, baby. I got you. I'm here.
He's different. I'm telling you, like, he's different.
He's different. You don't understand. He's different. It's like, no, these chicks, they be gone. They be gone off that Hotep shit. Excuse me. Uh-oh. I fucked up. Give me a second.
I love you so much. I'm happy for you. I'm happy to be with you. You know, I feel like I'm blessed to be with you. And we've been together for 15 plus years. You know, growing up as a child, father wasn't there. You know, uncles weren't there. You took that role right there. You replaced what I was missing. And I remember there was even a point where, man, I just looked at you guys as you're all nasty. Like, you know, I'm not interested. But you came and you just changed my whole mind. Like, I'm so thankful for you. I'm getting a little emotional. I'm trying to calm down. You know, but you're the greatest. You know, on every level. I'm talking about education. I'm talking about spirituality. Oh my goodness. You, like, prior to me, I was never into religion. But when you brought the languages, like you introduced me to the languages, the different cultures, I was like, wow, like I like this. I didn't know I liked that. You know, and you're speaking and rapping in 3 different languages to me. You know, I'm like, whoa, hold on, this is a lot. You know, and I'm so happy that I chose you and you chose me to have a child, because I wouldn't want to be with nobody else out there. Honestly, like, this is a blessing for me.
She said the way you was talking and rapping in different languages, and I wasn't really religious, but you just showed me religious and spiritual stuff, and you did it in different languages and everything. It's like, nah, it's I'm telling y'all, that's cult leader level game right there. All right. That's some cult leader level shit. I remember I watched a documentary on it was like those little Mormon conclaves that be out there. They got they buy their land and they basically breeding and farming women on there. And one of the women that ran away from it, you know, she was speaking on the documentary. You know, y'all know what that is when you go in there and they see them girls, they dress. It's looking like the show Handmaid's Tale and everything up in there. One of the chicks that was in there was basically saying, "Oh yeah, it's all about sex. They make it seem like it's about about religion, but it's really all about sex. It's about having the women there under a spell, brainwashed, under control, breeding, creating new, having a new batch, a new generation of 13-year-old virgins. Oddly, it was this story right now is about a 14-year-old girl, but a new batch of 13-year-old virgins every year for the older men to have and pass around, and you not pass around because they do it a little more structured than that. The man who raised a 13-year-old girl, then when she turned a certain age, he gives her to so and so, but your daughter who's 9 right now, in 4 years they're going to give me her. She basically said it's about sex. When they have boys, they basically kick the boys out. Some of the boys stay there on the property, but basically just keep the women there. And it's basically like I gotta call it. It reeked of like white male Sharia law, kind of like they was like white Afghanistan in there. Those Mormon men who had their little compounds. It was like, I see what the hell they doing. But the chick was basically saying that they put it under the guise of religion and spirituality and getting closer to God. But truth be told, it's mostly really all about sex. And so I'm just looking at this situation, like for him, this is clearly just all about sex and having five women living in your house. That's clearly what this is all about. But the game is to make them think that it's about a greater spiritual cause and getting closer to the creator, but getting closer to God. But they view him as the God, and he's brainwashed them into thinking and operating like that. Now, I mean, that's more or less what be going on there. And that's why I look at the chick who brought her daughter down there, and I want to take what I just said now about these chicks, and I want to, add to it or look at it from the perspective of that chick that brought her 14-year-old daughter. Cold Breaker said he should have moved to Utah with them white boys. Yeah, he would have been pulling it off in Utah. But yeah, so when I look at that from when I look at it all from that standpoint, that makes me view it from a perspective like I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that that 14-year-old girl was, ended up being part of the arrangement. I'm not shocked at all. Not shocked at all that 14-year-old girl became part of the arrangement, because that's how they do it. That's how they do it in other religious sex cults, essentially. You can put that super chat back on the screen. Sir Tyson in the building says, I'm in KC for the game and literally just found out about this. This couldn't happen to a better piece of shit than Polight. His mentor is a piece of shit, and he followed in his footsteps. Salute to the justice system. Who exactly is his mentor? Who exactly is his mentor? That I don't know.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
Leo Anthony says, I'm not leaving my daughter around a hood hotep dude alone. Shout out to Dwayne Rose, says Polight David Koresh. Yeah.
And I thank you so much. You deserve a happy Father's Day. And to me, Father's Day is every day for you, because I feel like you work so hard. You deserve it. It's like some people out there, I really feel like they don't understand what it means to be a father. They use the word loosely. They just walk around saying, oh yeah, I'm a father because,
I'm just going to the beginning of it.
Gift I ever got, ever. And we want to share it with y'all in the YouTube community. Peace. I'm Brother Polight, culturally known by the appellation of Su Amure Senatumre. And I'm about to present to you my beautiful family, giving me the best Father's Day gift I ever got, ever. And we want to share it with y'all in the YouTube community, the Facebook community, because we need positive images of Black families. That's what we need. We need to see the whole family. We see too many freedom fighters, just a man by himself, and you don't see no women, you don't see no children. Okay, so in order for us to really make a change, the whole family unit is going to have to participate in our people's liberation. So that's what this whole thing's about. I hope you enjoy it.
Now y'all see how he just morphed him having, and one of the chick that was just talking, if I would have let it play a little longer, she would have accidentally started talking about sex, with him or whatever. She was like, but I don't want to say nothing too crazy, his kids around and all that. But anyway, you see how he morphed him having, orgies every night, morphing that into black liberation and freedom fighting and the greater cause of justice in the community and blackity black. You can see the wordplay and how he morphed those things. Now listen, I do want to make one thing very clear while I reach for something. Hold on. I do want to make one thing very clear, that if a man happily got consenting women that want to live in his house and they all live together, work together, and all sleep in the same bed, and everybody happy and everybody consent, ain't a good goddamn thing wrong with that. I don't knock it. I actually approve that message. So I do want to make that clear. That ain't what I'm doing here. Just criticizing that situation. Like that's technically nothing wrong with that. Technically not a damn thing wrong with that. But when you on trial now for or got sentenced for sexually assaulting a child, when you sitting here with got 5 women living in your house, and you got semen stains on the shirt of a 14-year-old while simultaneously living in Hotep heaven over here, it's like something ain't right. And we gotta look at the Hotepian cult nature of some of the polygyny stuff that they try to put out there and try to guise it under the same thing that the Mormons and that they do in Utah, where it ain't about the religion and community, is like a lot of them say it's that when they break out of it, they like it's really just about sex.
Nisu Amunre Senatumre. So I think we start with the man of the house.
Oh my goodness, stop it.
Let's start with the man of the house. Amukahi Tepwa. Why you want to teach?
Help.
Want to help first?
Anyone in my life like you. Not the men in my family, and there's some good men in my family.
Okay.
Not anybody. I haven't met anybody like you. You are the upstanding model of what a man should be.
Wow.
You are my lover, my best friend.
All right. All right, I'm thinking about to wrap that part of it up. But yeah. Shout out to Prophet of Thought series in the building, says, I'm perplexed. All of this ass he has access to, why touch a 14-year-old? Was he just being polite? Yeah. That's part of my issue here. Somebody say it's a setup. A lightweight kind of low-key can understand. Okay, it's a view that some people have. Man, this dude, if he got all this access to all this pussy, he wouldn't go out there and sexually assault nobody. It don't exactly work like that. Some people are kind of, sick and twisted. And, like I said, the evidence is overwhelming. The evidence was overwhelming.
TPOT Media. Open your minds.
All right. All right. Let me pull this one off the screen and get to something else. Hit the goddamn like button, as X always says. Hit the goddamn like button. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh no, I know what I'm trying to get to. My bad, trying to pull up what Hoop Jargon sent me.
Hold up.
Hoop Jargon sent me something saying that everything was allegedly, supposedly dropped, even though there was sentencing. So I'm trying to pull that up right now. So give me a second. Bear with me.
Hold up.
Because I don't know how this Negro's still doing content. I don't know how he posting content. All right. Pulling that up right now. Here we go.
The mother and the daughter and the prosecution dropped every single sexual charge. I'm saying it again. The mother, the daughter, my accusers, in addition to the state, the prosecution, all agreed they need to drop all of the sexual charges. So yeah, it's a victory, but it's bittersweet. It's a victory because I was facing life. No parole, no probation. Now you may say, how could this be possible if a minor was so-called molested and there was DNA evidence? And people say DNA don't lie. And I always said, people do. Well, let's do this. The serologist, the expert that so-called found 6 semen stains amongst a headscarf and a t-shirt. Never mind the fact.
Semen on the headscarf. That's a guilty ass place to find semen. I'm sorry. I hate to laugh, but that's a like if it would have just been in random places, you know, on her pants leg or something, like, you know, man, that headscarf, that's if you got it on the headscarf, it's like that just tells a story. Like if it's on the shirt and the headscarf, that mean you was aiming for this area and some of it dripped down on the shirt. Like, okay, like we know how that works. All right, we grown. All right, we understand how that works. Oh man, that's a guilty ass place for that semen to be found.
Never mind the fact the whole rape kit said negative. They checked this girl for 5 different types of DNA, finger DNA, all types of different DNA. Checked her vagina.
The first reports that came out with this said that the grape kit came back positive. Those were the first report. That's what was first initially reported. If she come back, according to a police report, came back with bruises, you know, came back with bruises on her mouth, enough drugs in her system to have possibly killed her, and semen on her headscarf. I'm like, that. All right. Now, if if it's true that this shit just about to just ending in a like he getting away scot-free, everything dropped. I don't even know if it's a matter of charges being dropped. Well, if what he's saying is true, he could be lying. I don't really know because this is something I'm just getting fed while I'm right here on the show. It's very possible that they took the buyout.
Check her mouth.
Now, when I talk about that buyout game, that's more of a situation where, like, if like I did content on R. Kelly and I went through the list of everything that he's done, everything that he's been accused of, just went down the list. Like it's a you know, something on the internet, a little web post, somebody, you know, they put it together where they like break down line by line everything that he's ever been accused of and what was the results of it. And it always say settle out of court for $50,000, settle out of court for $250,000. $250,000 was this round number that he settled out of court for like 4 or 5 different times. So what I'm thinking is, I don't think he had $250,000 to settle out of court, but he was talking about how he got money and he about to be suing people who slandering his name and this or that. And he said, he was talking this shit saying, I got money to be petty. I got enough money to fool around and be petty and start suing everybody who talking about me. Yeah, maybe he used that money to get her to drop the charges. I don't know. Somebody says, so is he in jail, pled to 7 years, or is he out? I'm confused because somebody said this was posted today. Now, it's very possible that he recorded this the other day and it got posted to his social media today. That's very possible. So I'm a little confused as to why this is being posted on his, well, he probably recorded it yesterday. He probably recorded it the same day that he did that in the club picture, in the club video, talking about charges dropped. This probably was around that same time.
Checked her saliva, checked her excrement, checked her feces, checked her urine. Everything came up negative. You would think because of all the violent acts I was accused of, how I came inside of her, how I came on her face, how I bust her mouth open from penetrating her so physically, that there would be some kind of trace of something, some kind of DNA, but the rape kit came up all negative. So now we're in a conundrum. So how the hell how does the DNA just skip to a t-shirt and a headscarf? Well, the serologist that did the report that labeled it semen stains, when you got high-powered attorneys such as myself, then what happens is when you spend damn near 200 grand on your defense, you have the right to do depositions. We have our own private investigator. We have our own, guess what, forensics expert. So our
Sir Ty's in the building with the super chat. He says, don't forget about and let the piece of shit mammy off the hook. Oh no, I talked about that earlier. No doubt. No ifs, ands, or buts about that one. He says, don't forget about and let He says, don't forget about or let the piece of shit mammy off the hook who let a 14-year-old daughter go out with him. Known predator. See, I didn't know he was a known predator. That part I didn't know. But it says hashtag these old mamas. Shout out to Xavier. I didn't know that he had a history of this. That I didn't know. Still don't know. So, but yeah. I let the mom have it. I played a clip of her talking. There was some inconsistencies in her story. Her shit ain't exactly airtight. It's not. Mind Magic Studios says, I have to start supporting the show financially because it is not about black or white. It is about doing what's right. Thank you very much for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Mind Magic Studio, I do appreciate you. Shout out to you. Salute.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
All right. Let me get in here. Let me roll a little more of this. Where is it at? All right.
Forensics expert said this. Our forensics expert said, we want to take a look and see what's going on over there. So when our forensics expert took a look and examined these so-called clothes with semen stains, we had some questions about how did you definitively conclude that that was semen in the first damn place. So guess what happens after that? A deposition is when we interview anybody that's part of the situation, whether it be the mother, the daughter, the people who took the 911 call, whoever. The prosecutor gets to sit in while we interview them, while there's a court-appointed stenographer that types up everything, and the prosecutor can hear everything as it goes so they can make a determining factor if they got a case or not. Point in case, we couldn't interview the serologist, Stephanie Thompson, because she mysteriously disappears when we want to question her about how she came up with those results. I'll say it again. The person who said that there was semen stains on the headscarf and the shirt, despite the fact the rape kit tested for 5 different DNAs, considering the egregious acts that I was accused of, the rape kit came up all negative, which science would suggest I did absolutely none of the things that I was accused of. Science would suggest I did absolutely none of the things that I was accused of. Okay?
If that's true, why plead guilty and then get sentenced to 7 years? I'm thinking this was getting. I think I'm just gonna go with this was released before he like they did the what do they call that, the victim intake comment or something like that. I forgot what they call it, where the mom spoke after the sentencing. It's like that don't exactly make sense. That don't exactly ring a bell. Yeah, he pre-recorded this.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Mother, and she will be listed as victim Noack in the Zoom, and she is requesting, pursuant to
Victim impact statement. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Marcy's law, that her identity remain anonymous. So for that reason, she will not be stating her name, but she will be making a statement regarding these.
Where would it be?
It should say victim, and then.
All right. Wasn't trying to pull that up. What I'm trying to pull up for y'all. I think this is what I'm looking for. This might not be exactly what I'm looking for, but I think this is going to be. This is not exactly it, but this is close to what I'm looking for. I'm sorry, I don't got shit organized. Give me a second.
Hold up.
This is one of the Zoom calls where I think they're going to run down everything he's accused of. But I know it's a better video of them reading the shit like recently as yesterday. This was from a while ago when they was laying out all the shit.
All right. What is this on for? It says motion to increase bond.
Yes, Judge, I did not file a motion. So what happened in this case, Your Honor, is that this is a media case. He was arrested for punishable by life crimes. He should have been held no bond. However, this is one of those charges where the PBL comes in at the very end of the charge, and I think the clerk's office made an error, allowed him to bond out prior to seeing a bond appearance or prior to going to bond hearing. Somehow I think he was given standard bond of $21,000, $10,000 on count 1 and count 2, and then $1,000 on count 3, Judge. My issue, Judge, is that there's no stay away order on the case yet. That's why, Your Honor, asked the defendant to be present. I also am very concerned that the defendant has been essentially terrorizing the victim. I mean, the victim's 14 years old, and there's been a lot of
since the arrest.
Since the arrest, Judge, he's been very communicative. He's been very vocal on social media. There's been videos of the victim drugs by this defendant leaked online. Your Honor, on this case, we do have DNA showing that the defendant's sperm was on the victim's clothing.
Your Honor, may I ask why any of this is appropriate considering no motion has been filed?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't like being ambushed with all of this. This is
Nor do I, Your Honor. This is entirely inappropriate.
If in fact the state was seeking a motion for pretrial detention, they should have done it. I mean,
Well,
now
Judge,
as far as
I'm
the
not
stay away
speaking-
order is concerned, I can certainly do that. But I just can't go ahead with allegations from the state without giving notice to the defense. I mean, certainly I would hear it, but I can't do this in a vacuum like this. So the only thing that I know that this was reset for, which was advised to me the last time, is that the stay away order was not properly presented, and I'm ready and able to do that at this time.
Judge, you are the first appearance, Judge, regarding the information that was filed, Judge. He was charged with a total of 6 counts, Judge, and they're different. They're all different from the charges except for
Again,
one.
Your Honor, excuse me, I
They're
have to
different from the
interrupt.
last
This
one.
is
So
entirely.
Hold on.
I need to-
Mr. Terrace, hold on. Let her finish. Just let her finish. I'll allow you to make your.
If anybody, because I can't find what I'm looking for, if anybody got the video of the actual sentencing, or somebody, damn it, it was a video that I had that I don't know how I lost it, where they just reading off everything that he's getting locked up for. And they read off everything that he's getting locked up for. If anybody got that, send it to me, because I cannot find what I'm looking for. I'm even going to YouTube, my YouTube library, to see if it was something that I previously watched, because I cannot find what the hell I'm looking for. Give me a second. That bond hearing, that shit is old. But I can't find what the hell I'm looking for. It was a video I saw where they just ran down everything that he's charged with, everything he's going down for, and it was like that 7 years is a damn smack on the wrist for everything that was thrown out there. So that's what I'm currently looking for, and I can't find the shit. So apologies on that one. And I might not find it, but we shall see. All right. All right, you're saying you'll find it. You got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds to find it. I need to put it on the screen right now. All right, fantastic. Got it. All right. Grab that, put it in the private chat so I can click on it. Because I can't click on it from, I'm trying to, okay, well, nope, probably beat you to the punch on it, because I just had to run and had to pull up the YouTube stream feed. All right, cool. This is it. This is the exact video that I had that I was looking for. Perfect. I don't know how I couldn't find that. I don't know how the hell I couldn't find it. All right, this is the last thing I want to play. Let me get this up here. Thank you, fantastic. A little pre-talking beforehand, but all right, we good.
All right, so Brother Polight had his court day today in court, and the judge actually just read the verdict. And let me tell you, it's pretty shocking. I'm going to play the video from court, and I'll be back with my commentary.
And then we will go into the details on the contract. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the plea agreement includes an adjudication, 7 years of state prison, followed by 10 years of reporting probation, as a condition of probation, the defendant
It's,
will.
would you say 10 years
10
probation?
years reporting probation. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding where he may work and the ability to wear a uniform. There are additional terms of restitution, of which 5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the to the victim, and additional restitution to be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody. And that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the plea agreement. Additionally, there will be a stay away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in.
They talking about, which sound like relatively small amounts compared to what some people be paying out, but they're talking about him having to pay out some things to her. I wonder if that's part of the plea deal that got him not getting charged for all of this shit. Like, it sounds like they negotiated a deal.
The plea agreement.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Okay. All right.
Your Honor, the defendant's counsel going to be providing probation as a proof of the 5,000 being paid?
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea that it may subject you to involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931? Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to also advise you, sir, that you are going to be sentenced to 7 years in state prison, to be followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In addition to any of these special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offender treatment program, that you are also not eligible. Okay, you may, according to the state, you may be eligible for early termination if all of the conditions of your probation have been completed, that you have had no violations of your probation, and that you have not been arrested for any other criminal offense. Is that correct, State?
And to clarify, the terms stated in 5 is there is no prohibition on early termination. However, there is a requirement that any modification to this agreement be agreed by the state and the court.
Okay. All right, sir. Now, with respect to this plea agreement, I have on each page next to defendant's initials MN. Did you in fact affix those initials to each page?
I did.
And have you reviewed each and every component of this plea agreement going through page 1 and through page 4?
I have.
Now it says on page 4, having read the above mentioned terms of this plea agreement and having been advised by my counsel, David Terrace, I, Michael Noak, freely and voluntarily enter into this plea agreement and agree to abide by all terms and conditions of this plea agreement, and agree that failure to comply with any terms or conditions within this agreement constitutes a violation of probation and subjects me to be sentenced to the statutory maximum penalties provided by law for the crimes for which I am now pleading guilty. And then it has a signature over the name Michael Noak. Is that in fact your signature, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I am now going to place my signature on this plea agreement, in that I am now going to be ratifying this plea agreement as negotiated between the state of Florida and your attorney. Has anybody, including your...
So there you have it, Brother Polight.
Now, what I'm being told by somebody, thank you, somebody saying that she agreed to the plea deal, and I think I heard her say this, I just forgot. I think she agreed to the plea deals so her daughter's name won't be in public. I think that was that. At least that's part of what's being thrown out there. At least that's part of what's being thrown out there. I don't know. I think I heard her say that, but that's just some additional information into the whole thing as well.
Sentenced to 7 years in prison plus 10 years of supervised release afterwards. I'm gonna dig in deeper later into this, but it's crazy. That's crazy. You guys already know, the case and all that, but I'll dig into it later. Also, you can check our website, hiphopun.com. We'll have some more updates, but stay tuned for my commentary on this later. I just wanted to get this video out. I gotta do an interview right now, but I wanted to give you the
My
verdict.
mouse is not
7 years in state prison. Crazy. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Share the video, please.
All right, I'm trying to
Ongoing violence in Haiti
here.
is getting
My
worse.
bad, yeah.
U.S. authorities now warning all Americans still in
My
that
bad.
country to
My
get
mouse
out
ain't
now.
working.
Local 10's Leanne Morahone is live. She's at MIA with the latest on this. Leanne.
What the
And
hell?
the gang violence has really ratcheted up, according to the expert we spoke to in the last few weeks. An urgent warning from the U.S. Embassy in Haiti, sending out this security alert
We
late
listening
Wednesday
to shit
that
about
reads in
some
part,
like the
quote,
U.S.
given the
Embassy
current
in
security
Haiti.
situation and
My
infrastructure
mouse
challenges,
just died on
U.S.
me.
citizens in Haiti should depart
There we
Haiti
go.
as soon as possible via commercial.
All right, my bad, y'all. My bad. All right, that was pretty much it right there. That was pretty much it right there. I think I covered everything that I want to cover on this. He took the plea deal. The victim's mother agreed to the plea deal, and niggas doing 7 years. That was a real slick move where he posted a pre-recorded video of him saying that he's not guilty. All charges is dropped. That threw me off, but that had to be a pre-recorded video that got posted on Instagram today that he must have recorded yesterday. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Again, I see bullshit on many sides. He's saying that the grape kit. I mean, I ain't about. I'm just going to ignore that video. He copped a plea deal, and so it seems like what was initially reported must have been true. That it was some evidence that he did all that stuff that he did, and that was that. Sir Tice, you want the link? I'm trying to get up out of here. I'll give you the link for a second, Sir Tice. We gonna make it quick, but I was trying to wrap the show up. Put that link in the chat for Sir Tice. I'll let you sound off on it because I've said all I can say on it. But shout out to Magic to Mind Magic Studio, dropped a $10 super chat earlier and just became a channel member. Shout out to Hoop Jargon. He said you became a channel member too, but I think he was already a channel member. Probably just switch credit cards. So shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all of y'all. Come on, Sir Tice. You got like 30 seconds to come up, and when you get the mic, you got 5 minutes to speak. All right. I'm ready to wrap it up. My mouse ain't working. Let me make that like that. Oh, yeah. All right. There we go. Go ahead, Sir Tice. You got it.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It just might be a slight delay.
Yeah, definitely is a delay. If it sounds
Just
bad,
go
I'll
ahead.
just, let me turn off. Okay.
No,
Yo,
you sound good. You sound good, so just go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I wanted you to play a video, but that's fine. Salute to y'all. Good morning and all that other good stuff. Yo, the writing's on the wall for this, man. I was gonna have you play a video of Polight when he's interviewing one of Malachi York's victims, and you said you weren't familiar with who Malachi York was. But long story short, he's a guy who basically had a cult called the Ansars, the Nuwabians, from the mid 80s to the late 80s to the 90s. And this is Polight's mentor. Okay, now to give you how sick this guy was, he was charged with 74 counts of child touching. I don't want to use those M words or whatever, right? He has about, and I know somebody in the chat may know this, he has close to 100 children. Okay, did you hear that? Close to 100 children. It's like between the 80s and 90s. One of his children who broke away from him used to be Lil' Kim's manager. if you can believe all this. A couple of these people, you might not remember. Black Moon might be a little bit before your time, but some of the cats who in their 40s, early 50s may remember Black Moon from the 90s hip hop backpack type of group. One of the members was a member of this group called Ansars. But I'm just telling you that these people are sick. All right, beyond sick. Like I said, the video I wanted to play to you was Polight back when he had a lean back afro. Some of y'all may remember this. He had literally an afro and his hairline was starting way back here and shit. And he's talking to one of Dr. York's victims, and he specifically, by the way, he's showing this victim, and this is a boy, or a young man at the time. He's showing this guy no compassion, and he says the words, and I quote, "Even if what you say is true, he is still my leader." That's so, in other words, you're following a guy who isn't by the way, the dude had all types of sexual diseases and all this, and he's still alive. I want to say he's in his 80s now. He's in some jail, but tying this all back to Polight, how this guy was,
So wait, hold on. That guy you was described. That guy you was talking about. That's Brother Polight's mentor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Malachi York. His real name is Dwight York. But there was something I was going to say. Listen, the reason I know so much about this is that I won't say I was affiliated with these guys, but I'll just say this. In the 90s, in the whole pro-black sector, that's why I can break most of these arguments down. I used to be somewhat associated with these, I won't call the NOI this or whatever, but, I was in those circles to where I really know what went on with them. But this goes back into I don't want to call outside Netta on this one, but I'll just say this. When I saw that Polight was loosely affiliated with those guys, I'm like, oh, these guys have no credibility whatsoever. And it's just based on the fact, how many people in the chat saw when Polight, there were these shipping containers, right? Where they turned train shipping containers into housing, right? Polight literally went on a construction site and claimed that, this is my construction company and we doing all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, this dude who basically has a criminal record since he was since he was a teenager. Now this dude is doing construction, and the person who was a brother who was really running this project came out and said, dude, you wasn't running any of this shit. He knows how to get pictured with Ron Artest, Floyd Mayweather. It just blows me away how many people actually followed this dude. He even took $80,000 from a young man who got an inheritance from his parents and basically took that dude's money because he's supposedly some financial guru. Who would believe this shit, So I guess I'm just saying this guy has a history of all this stuff, and it was news to my ears to wake up that he was sentenced. One more thing on the pre-recorded you were saying, it got leaked out that he was going to be sentenced. And he did about a month ago a bunch of pre-records like, y'all full of shit, all y'all on the internet, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. He went at it pocket watching with JT. He went at it with a lot of people. Turns out they were right about him being sentenced. He knows how to use it. It's kind of like one of those situations. He sounds smart to a dummy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knows how to say the right things like, yeah, the white man's going to come and get us. Meantime, it's in words like this dude who's coming after your daughters.
Yeah. Yep. But well said. Like I said, I'm about to get out of here. I wanted to give you 5 minutes to have the floor. I know you gotta these hoteps hold a special place in your heart, and you gotta get it all out.
I love watching. And by the way, Jay Morrison went down yesterday too, so I'm loving watching this.
All right. But thanks for coming up. Thanks for coming up, man. Peace.
Go Lions. All right, fellas.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, we'll see. But me and him from Michigan. He has faith in the Lions. I don't. Somebody actually made a video, put it on YouTube, explaining how the Detroit Lions is literally mathematically, statistically, the worst franchise in all of professional sports. Like they're that bad. Like I didn't know it was that bad until they broke down the data. Like they are bad. But anyway, With that said, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, my mouse is not working.
Welcome to Machismo TV, the ultimate destination for modern men seeking to upgrade their lifestyle. Subscribe to Machismo TV and Saul T-Balls. We stream daily from 12 midnight to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the best male-centric content. Highlight reels without reviewing or providing any editorial bias to the content. We have done so much, with so little for so long, we are now qualified to do anything, with nothing.
All right, we've done so much, so little, for so long, we're not qualified to do anything with nothing. Make sure you go check out Machismo TV. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We gone.